Make some noise for Scott Saward!
Well, one of my favourite tunes by Oasis. So Scott Saward already in the good books, making his second outing as a pro. Already got the all-call badge with a win over Dmitry Kalinowski in February, so he's up and running.
Oh, he's a bit of a unit, climbing in through the top rope.
Goodness me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hellraiser Boxing in association with Warrior.
In fact, I've seen him a few times at the Peacock.
For 3 rounds in the heavyweight division. Firstly, introducing in the blue corner, he weighed in at 16 stone 2 pounds. This is his 88th fight tonight, wearing the gold and black shorts. From Budapest, Ferenc Zsalek. And his opponent across the ring in the red corner, he weighed in at 19 stone 1 pound. His record consists of 1 fight, 1 win, wearing the red and white trunks. From Erith, Scott Saward! The referee will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
What a height difference.
Goodness me, huge, huge man. Scott Saward from Erith in Kent.
Let's see if there's going to be a difference between the previous fight, because they had exactly the same height difference. Let's see if the styles are going to be similar.
So his opponent, Scott Saward, Ferenc Zsalek, age 32, made his debut all the way back in 2004, he's racked up a record of 84 fights, 20 wins, just 6 by knockout. One of them was just a month ago in his home country of Hungary. He's fought plenty in the UK, the Echo in Liverpool, Victoria Warehouse in Manchester, down to the coast of Brighton as well. And this is the first time he's ticking your call off the list, and I'm sure this will be a landmark occasion for him, as it is with so many pro fighters, to get this one in the books. He's in a pretty good run of form too, 4 wins in his last 6, 3 of them coming by stoppage in fact, which is a percentage of his overall numbers, means he's essentially in the best form of his career at 32.
Most definitely. And you can see he comes in there with a bit of confidence. But let's see if Scott now can, he's using his jab pretty well, but let's see if he can take that confidence away.
As you say, nice snappy, sharp jab from Saward, nice good combination too. The British heavyweight in action tonight, Dave Allen, fast becoming a fan favourite, up against Jamaican Lemroy Thomas for the vacant Commonwealth heavyweight title. Just a deep breath in as those two came a bit near the ropes, and
that would have landed head on you.
That would have been a painful one.
I would have saved you there.
Do you think you would have?
No.
You'll have to commentate on your own for the rest of the evening.
If that thought came into my head, I probably would have saved it. It's a nice uppercut going backwards from Saward.
Again, well-schooled talent from the Peacock Gym. Gabriel Rosado came down there a few weeks ago in preparation for that.
It's funny because I actually arranged that. He's a good friend of mine. He came down, when he first came down, I brought him down there to Peacocks, and then they called me again to say, could I sort it out and you get me some sparring with Anthony Yard.
That's right. That was absolutely the point I was going to make, is that Yard, of course, won last weekend on the Mayweather undercard, and I hear they had a very competitive spar, Rosado and Yard.
Yeah, because you know the first time they sparred, that was very, I think it shocked Rosado a bit, because he didn't realise how good Anthony was, so he's like, okay, I want to come back and get more competitive. And at the same time, the first time he came, we was with our girlfriends at that time, so his girlfriend came and saw, and it was a bit of a shock, like, oh my gosh, I didn't prepare for this. This time he came with his trainer, so it was like it was a bit more fair.
I hear his trainer's one of the nicest people you'll meet, and quite a character.
Oh, definitely, most definitely.
Rosado Murray, one that didn't quite catch fire as I think many people thought it would. Had all the makings of a real sort of Hagler-Hearns affair, but just didn't quite...
and I think that's what happens sometimes. You never know. You can look at two people and think, because of this is the way you fight, put them two together is going to be fireworks, but it never usually is. They both decided they wanted to box, and I think Rosado did quite well boxing-wise.
Peacock Gym has hosted a few celebrities in the last couple of months. Lennox Lewis and Andre Ward down there in preparation for Chris Eubank's world title, successful world title challenge.
And Javonta actually was there.
He was indeed. Javonta Davis was down there, you're right. So they've hosted the who's who in recent months. And so far so good for Scott Saward. Just keeping things long and technically sharp, as I think really is imperative given the sort of stylistic matchup that he's facing. No need to take any silly risks, but showed a bit of nice combination work in that opener.
Very good, and very good jabs and straights, keeping the distance.
So a nice hustle and bustle
Round 2.
around York Hall as we enter the early evening here. This terrific bill so far has indeed, yeah. Saward just keeping that right hand nice and high and tight. No risks taken, trying to find his range with the jab. Well, I'm sure the gentleman won't mind me saying, I'm glad the ring's made of strong and sturdy stuff, because that's two big men taking the tumbling there.
Definitely just showed the strength of that ring there. Bit of rough and tumble edges here. But two big guys falling like that, that's definitely got to take a lot out of you.
You see the size of Scott Saward, because you can see how small the gloves look on him.
Yeah.
They barely cover half his head. Huge, huge guy. Must be, what, 6'6", 6'7". So Ferenc Zsalek has got his work cut out a little. All works way to the body. I don't think he'd heard the break call, which he indicates to the referee. So no foul play there, no intended foul play anyway. And Saward back on the jab.
Very good jab he has.
That was nice work from him, slammed in that body shot. And Zsalek, well, trying to show his toughness and say, no, that didn't hurt me, but, well, I don't think you can take a shot of that kind of ferocity from a man of Scott Saward's size.
I'm not sure anyone's exempt from a hard body shot.
I don't think they are. You're absolutely right. And again, Zsalek eating a double jab. Saward just maintaining the distance and smothering. That's good work from him, actually, there. Just avoided getting caught up on the ropes. Used his strength and size to just spin his man off the ropes, get into the centre of the ring. And this is really where he wants his man, just with a couple of feet gap. Wants to keep things long, mid to long range. Sharp singles, and when the opportunity presents itself, throw that left hook into the body. And then hold when Zsalek gets in too close. So far, nice, solid technical performance from Saward. Not giving his corner too many headaches at all. Again,
another lovely body shot.
And good variety too, to throw the right hand to the head. There he is, clubbing away around the back and to the ribs of Ferenc Zsalek. Can hardly miss with that jab. Just keeping his man at range, and all the while looking for other opportunities that may present itself as a result. Nice.
It was a good counter.
It was a good counter from Zsalek, just keeping him honest. He's kept that right hand pretty high up by his chin, Scott Saward. A good job too. That will just make sure that it stays that way. Ooh, stiff right hand to the body, and that one was certainly felt by the Hungarian man in the blue corner as he just goes back to his team. And he takes a seat. As you say, pretty experienced, 84 fights since turning pro all the way back in 2004. So he's been around a long, long time. And he would have fought men of all sizes and statures at heavyweight.
Doesn't look too troubled.
I don't think Scott Saward at this point, though, has tried to exert too much deliberate pressure, though. He's just kept things long and kept things simple. Actually, that's sometimes the best way when you've got
the best way, yeah.
a reasonably, and no disrespect, but a reasonably one-dimensional opponent. There's no need to overcomplicate things, and sometimes that's when you can get yourself in unnecessary trouble.
Exactly, especially someone who's having quite a good turn in his career. So back once again with that jab again.
That's nice, just doubling it up that time, and his corner will have just said to him, I'm sure very much the same as our words here at the commentary desk. Don't look for the openings. If they arrive, they arrive. But just keep this one long, keep that gap. If he comes in and tries to get on the inside, just hold and smother, as he's doing now.
But Saward does a good job of keeping his backhand right by the chin.
I think sometimes as a taller opponent, you can just be caught with those loopy winging shots to the left hook. Unfortunately, David Price, has had to find that out the hard way.
Many times. And once you've got that bad habit, it's hard to just teach yourself at last stage, or the last stages of your career, which it's like a permanent opening from there.
100%. So good to see that Scott Saward in these stages is being drilled well and looking technically very proficient and strong too. So the other thing too is when you're often the taller man, as Scott Saward is, just eats an uppercut on the inside.
It's a nice screw uppercut as well. You found the right angle and just slipped it right in there past that hand. That
certainly the best.
Saward keeps.
Absolutely, yeah. Certainly the best shot he's landed so far. But just back to the point that Saward will have as his career progresses, is that he'll often find himself the taller man, and of course intrinsically you do punch downwards, and that just leaves the gap.
Exactly.
And so you have got to be mindful of that. So. Although it is a luxury of being able to see a little bit more of what your opponent's doing and being able to look at them from above, of course, as that jab's coming out downwards, just makes the chin a tiny bit more vulnerable for those looping overhand rights. And there was one.
As you just said, what's happening today? You're saying things as is happening.
Mystic Meg at the commentary desk here, I don't know. But Ferenc Zsalek is, well, as a heavyweight, you're always dangerous. Only one shot away from being put on your haunches, as they say. This is why a fair bit there with the lead uppercut. Lands that one though.
Again, yeah, so he's kind of found a little open.
Pockets of success for Zsalek in this round. It's better from him.
Shot to the back of the head there from Saward. He's getting told off for that.
Again, Zsalek now.
Wound up a bit by that and decided to just charge in.
Giving Saward a few things to think about, just letting him know that you're not going to have it all your own way here as he parries away a jab. That forces Saward to double it up. Good adjustment.
Yeah, very good. Don't be drawn in by the bait. You just step back and just threw a double jab to let him know he is in control.
The side of boxing that sometimes you don't see this is the future potential champions on their way up in the learning phase of their career. It's not televised as much as some of the bigger fights often, so...
And the atmosphere is so homely as well. You get to feel the atmosphere when you're in places like this. You get to see them coming up. You get to see the flaws and see the improvements at this stage.
I'm sure that a number of the guys on the bill this evening, in 3 or 4 years' time, will have made a name for themselves, and we'll see those improvements in kind too. So Saward back on the jab as Ferenc Zsalek tries to exchange with him. Oof. Well, the referee had called stop boxing, and well, 1 or 2 shots landed from either guy after the call, and they'll get a firm talking to, because well, if the referee is going to be getting in the way of these two men, he's going to need to know that he can trust them when he says break.
Exactly. And that's the second time there's been punches after the stop announcement.
It was a fairly solid call as well from the ref. It wasn't.
We all heard it.
There's no ambiguity, no. Zsalek comes in with a slapping left hook to the body. Saward tries to hold on, just smothers, covers up with the right hand high up. And Zsalek is going for it a bit here, which he hasn't done in the first couple of rounds. Just taking the initiative and just seeing what Saward's made of. And Saward will have to respond to this and just re-establish that jab and that distance. I think Zsalek potentially just punched himself out a tiny bit there. Really strong hook to the body, that one. Well, Zsalek rather looked to the ref as if to say that was a bit low. I don't know that it was, but we saw on the belt.
But seeing how he's dropped his hands, that definitely hurt him.
He lunged in there, but I think more to try and hold on than anything, wasn't it? Nice crushing right hand, just thrown short to mid-range from Saward off the back of the jab. And now it's, again, the referee having his work cut out. Saward not cutting off the ring quite as well as he could at times.
I was actually thinking that he's allowing his opponents to just walk rings around him. And
I think Zsalek, just given that this round he's tried to take the initiative a little and come forward a touch more. I think whilst Saward has got him on the back foot, has got him against the ropes, really it's his imperative to try and mirror the footwork. That's a little bit better. Crashing right hand to the body. Zsalek just looks at him as if to say, no, didn't hurt me there, but again, perhaps a bit of kidology as a right uppercut comes crashing through the guard.
I do think Saward, once he gets him in that position, needs to just throw a bit more punches. Like, well, okay, so he's obviously heard me.
There you go, the two touch gloves, a sign of respect at the end of the contest as Saward beats his chest, goes back to his corner. I think he knows he's done enough there, and I'm sure Ferenc Zsalek does too, but he certainly gave himself one or two things to think about in there.
Definitely.
And that was a really nice contest and good display of skills from Saward, good discipline too. I'm pretty sure.
But definitely came with a few things to work on. Closing down the ring. But apart from that, very good level of skill.
I guess as the big man, what you want to try and do is hold the centre as much as possible, push your man back and then cut the space off, always keep backing them up, and I'm sure that's something he will learn as he progresses up through the pro ranks. So we'll be seeing...
Ladies and gentlemen, let's show your appreciation for both boxers. After 4 3-minute rounds, we go to the referee scorecard. The referee has scored about 40 points to 36 in favour of the winner. In the red corner from Mammoth, Scott Saward. And please show your appreciation for the gallant Ferenc Zsalek.
Scott, second fight, second win, shutout points win. Congratulations. How do you feel?
Thank you very much. I feel fine. I feel fresh. If anything, I could have pushed it a bit more in there. Just a little bit of experience with the pushing, pulling side of it. Just got to be a bit cleaner. But happy with my win overall.
He was using every trick in the book to stop you getting the big shots.
He had to. He had no choice.
There was a lovely moment where the referee asked you to break and he hit you. So you said, all right, and hit him back.
Yeah, that was very unprofessional. But it was about the third time in the fight he'd done it.
Yeah, I don't know. You've been asking for it.
Yeah, but still not how you should be as a professional. But sometimes that little bit of animalistic nature comes out. You can't take the hit without giving it back sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. What's your plan for the rest of this year?
Plan for the rest of the year. My manager Brian and my trainer Ian, they've got the plan. I follow what they say to the T. That's it. I don't ask questions, I tell them what I say.
You want to get out a few more times though, presumably?
Sorry?
You want to get out a few more times though, presumably?
Yes, yeah, hopefully, yeah. Yeah, I think I'll be out, I think sometime in July and then hopefully another time before the end of the year. So.
Well, a convincing win, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.